Jerry Wayne Jones, right? That's the situation. We're going to talk about Jerry Jones in his interview with 105.3 The Fan. Here's the situation, the shortcut to the matter. He said he don't know what's going on with La'el Collins. He don't know. He don't know what's going on with him. Now, let me know if I'm wrong. Jerry Jones is a billionaire, right? With the B. And he don't know what's going on with La'el Collins? That's crazy. Now, it could be a series. I can't talk today. It could be a series in a situation that this La'el Collins could have been, out of shape this year and try to get back into shape too quick. It could be the situation whereas he was in a car wreck and it could have damaged his hips from there, try to play it off and say, okay, let me just get out here on the field and just say it's that. There's so many moving parts with this Cowboy Nation. So many moving parts. All I can say is this right quick. La'el Collins got his bag, got his paper, got his money, got his coins. We should see La'el Collins out there on the field. But by Jerry Jones not knowing exactly what it is, whether or not they're going to need surgery now or they're not going to use the surgery angle, he did say it's better to have it sooner than later, those type of situations. But he said he don't know. So there's always going to be a big old mystery at that front five now because the right tackle is gone. And we've seen the positional flex with Zach Martin. We know he can do that, which is good. That's flat out good that he can do those positioning flex, but that's not the original thought track of what we were looking for. And other news, too, is about big old Ron Leary. It's about the paper. They don't want to pay him the coins, the bag, the money, the merch, whatever you want to call it. They don't want to pay that brother as well. Oh, they want to give him the Brandon used car type of contract deal. His agent was like, nah, we don't roll that way, homie. We know how much it is to play in the NFL. You got to at least offer us something. Not saying that, we want to break the bank. We would love for Big Ron Leary to retire here. That's the reality. Cowboys get cheap and they get right to the end of it and say, oh, we got money here, we got money there. It's crazy. Now, Jerry Wayne Jones repeated what his son said the other day. Basically, we love our guys. We love the guys that's on campus. We believe that from the inside, from the interior, from the practice squad, we can elevate somebody to improve this safety situation. I'm going to tell you something. He did say mental makeup or mental responsibilities were the issue there. Now, some of the mental aspect of it is high schoolish. One can argue middle schoolish. You don't let the opposition get behind you. You don't. And to me personally, as much as I love X Woods, that name is dangerous, right? X Woods. It kind of sounds like a dangerous name. Nevertheless, I would rather us looking into the mirror of reality and say, okay, let's just bring him down a little bit closer. Let's play this guy a slot. He did it when it was his rookie year. Didn't have a shabby job his rookie year, and he did it all through college. Corner/slot guy. Let's keep him there. I don't see safety play out of X Wood. Can he do it? Yes, but I would rather see him a little bit closer to the LOS, in my opinion. Let me know if you guys agree. If you disagree, let me know as well. Put that down below. I think that he will play better closer to the LOS, making the decision, not worrying about the back. Backside of him, not worrying about cutback lane responsibility. He still got cutback responsibility, but not as prominent. Maybe that will be the case in the scenario for him. And if you want to elevate a safety, maybe Steven Parker, maybe elevate him to the 53 and you kick, since they love Carr, kick him in as a strong safety. Maybe that would be a better suit for us. I'm just trying to figure this thing out because Darian Thompson, to me, I like his aggressive mentality, but his coverage is always going to be suspect. I mean, he's always going to leave that gaping gap open on the field. I don't know what film, guys, you guys will look at, but when you look at the film, yes, he can come down a crack. I like that tone of his mentality, but as far as covering, that's not his cup of tea or coffee. So let's try to figure this thing out, Cowboy Nation, because if we're going to roll with what we got with our guys, if we love our guys, not saying that I'm the coach out there, but somehow one way or another, we got to figure this thing out. Now, I do know that some of the defensive players saying, hey, it's too hard. It's too much demanding on my mental mind. I can't pick this thing up quickly. Well, you better go through those growing pains now. Because if you run that vanilla stuff out there, who you think you're going to beat with that? Now, our division is porous. It's not like we got the best division in life. Now, collectively, we got more Super Bowls than any other division. But that's old news, right? I think 7 and 9 can win this division. So if we can get on the same page with other good teams that they're doing right now, because injuries is all over the globe, right? But if we can figure out how to make sure that we don't have these self-inflicted wounds, then we should have a good lead amongst all of these other teams, especially within the confines of this division. Flat out, if we were better prepared, we could be 3-0. One can argue and say, yeah, Law, but yeah, we could have been 0-3 too. And I'm not trying to leave that off the table, but 1-2 right now is fitting right now because we're not ready. We're not ready. We're not ready. And I'm glad that when we look back at a loss, we can start pointing out some of these warts. Ezekiel Elliott got to run better. Dak Prescott got to protect the ball better. Got to be cognitive enough to know that, hey, when you're on this side of the field, you got to protect the ball and also play with the mindset that your defense, you got to start playing like this now, offense. Playing with the mindset your defense is not that great. Knowing that your defense is going to give up north of 30 points, you got to start playing with the mindset saying, I'm going to be a little bit coy on taking a lot of risks because my defense will not get the ball back over to me. You got to play this thing like a chess match. There's some pawns out there, but you got to be really, really consistent in your approach and in your attack. We can't be going after play after play. Oh, we're going to do the screen pass. We got to understand doing some self-inventory to ourselves and stepping up to the mic and saying, hey, coach, this play didn't work 2 times out of the last 5. This play didn't work 3 times out of the last 4, something like that. And Tony Pollard, he got to be cognitive enough to know too, since the coaching staff love you and care for you and really want to coddle you, the coaching staff, he got to know and say, okay, I blew the game. I missed the game. Everybody, even the kicker, hey man, I won one game, but I blew this one. I got to make sure that I get the ball off a little bit quicker. I can't have people coming off on that edge blocking the kick. Oh, I got to make sure that I cannot put more stress on this team than is warranted, right? That's good stuff. That's good coaching stuff talking to you guys. They got to start evaluating every piece of this situation if they want to be Super Bowl contenders, even if they want to get into the playoff. And I ain't talking about no pretenders right now, Cowboy Nation. They're going to have to look at this thing and say, hey, we're not playing our best, but not just give us those lip service, but make those necessary adjustments. Shout out to the coaching staff again for making the adjustments as it relates to building the plane while it's in the air or fixing the plane, fixing the wing while it's in the air as well with the offensive line. But let's not be foolish about this situation. Now, I know that the Earl Thomas situation is gone, but not just him. We had chances and times and opportunity to go out there and grab other guys. Don't let this whole thing pass by and we looking back saying, man, it sure would have been nice, right? It sure would have been nice if this happened. It sure would have been nice if that happened. I recall a team won a Super Bowl by making off-season transactions or off-season moves, basically. Even if you look at it when the New England Patriots, when they played against the LA Rams, it was Gilmore. Was he homegrown there? Was Gilmore? Let me know. I thought for sure the Bills drafted him, right? But the offseason moves helped propel them, you see. And even on the opposing team, the LA Rams, didn't they make offseason moves to go get certain guys that year too to get there? Not saying that the Cowboys not making off-season move because we did. Shout out to Alden Smith, one of the dogs on their front four. Big dog over there making plays. We need some more dogs. Need some guys on the back end, the secondary, to at least show up and say, hey, present, because we've been absent in the league since the league started this year. For 2020, we are ranked dead last in pass coverage defense. Dead last. That's not acceptable. I don't care who's hurt and who's injured. We can't be ranked at the bottom. Come on now, I don't care who we face. We can't be ranked at the bottom. Come on now. We're going to have to patch and shore up those things. We can't be giving up all of that money and expecting us to look better down the line and not making the adjustments. We're going to have to figure out something, Cowboy Nation. I want to know your thoughts. I want to know how you guys feel about everything. And Jerry Wayne Jones, yes, he threw Dak Prescott under the bus. Don't let me think that I was not going to talk about that too, Cowboy Nation. Let me know how you guys feel about that. He said that, yeah, these other guys, the Lamar Jacksons of the world and Patrick Mahomes, that's what he wanted everybody to call him, they would have been able to roll out with quicker feet, nifty, and make the play down the field. Like Dak Prescott never done it before. So, and he could have been just speaking it around and around. He's an older guy, right? He is not young. He is long in the tooth. He's not no young tenderoni, if they would say, right? He's old. Jerry Jones is old. And then he did say there's a gap. Thank God he finally said it. There's a gap between the Cowboys and the Kansas City Chiefs. There's a gap. Well, let's figure out how to close that gap. We made all of these moves with the coaching staff. Let's figure out how to close that gap. It's one thing to see it, but now let's make an adjustment for it. These guys get paid millions of dollars just like everybody else. So, yes, he's saying that there's a gap between the Cowboys and the Kansas City Chiefs. How big is that gap?